The number of Fall River residents who are experiencing difficulty finding or keeping an affordable place to live has been on the rise, with no clear end in sight. Those who are housing insecure are seeking the assistance of Fall River's social service agencies, one of them being Catholic Social Services. Director of Housing Sheila Chassie says the scope of those who are in need of housing assistance has grown since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Although COVID made a significant impact and there was a lot of relief funding for COVID, it's now targeting the medical fragile population, the younger adult population, specifically we call them youth between the ages of 18 and 24, and then also the elderly population. It impacted those populations prior to COVID, but since COVID and the rental increases, the low income barriers that people have, these specific populations we are seeing are being targeted.
Catholic Social Services offers housing assistance to residents through two programs.
So we have two pots of funds, shall we say. One is for rapid rehousing. It's the Emergency Solutions Grant, specifically for rapid rehousing. That is for folks that are physically homeless, living on the street, living in their cars, living in shelter. There is no income guideline to that funding. It's just a matter of finding a unit to rent, and we can provide assistance as long as proof of homelessness is there. Then we have the rental assistance piece, which is the homeless prevention. That piece, there is an income guideline. It's 30% area median income. And then we also have to prove at risk of homelessness. At risk of homelessness can simply be a notice to vacate for any cause. So the point is to prevent that eviction, to prevent another barrier of stabilizing a family or individual. So a simple notice to vacate submitted to a rental family or individual provided by the landlord saying, we would like you to vacate for whether it be for cause or non-cause, meaning they owe some type of payment for arrears or for possession.
The organization also provides housing support for those dealing with substance abuse through its Opioid Response Rapid Rehousing Program.
The eligibility, they must meet one of those stimulant use or opioid use disorder, and they must physically be in inpatient treatment within one of the 6 BSAS service providers, which are Stepping Stone here in Fall River, Men's and Women's Program, Stepping Stone New Bedford, Men's or Women's Program, Harmony House or Monarch House. They send over a referral, they're in treatment, they qualify, they have one of those use disorders. We allow them up to 1 year of rental assistance, and we provide furniture, we can provide transportation, bus passes. There's a lot of different funding that goes with that.
Anyone interested in seeking assistance in any of the organization's programs must first contact the Fall River Coordinated Entry System by calling 774-520-2555. Ms. Chassie says the increase in housing assistance requests has strained the organization's financial resources.
We tried to serve minimum 25 families within rapid rehousing and say 50 under homeless prevention. We have not only exceeded our target numbers, but have exceeded funding. Catholic Social Services by, I want to say December, let's say of 2022, we exceeded our fiscal year funding for homeless prevention and rapid rehousing. And we requested additional funding through the Community Development for Emergency Solutions Grant. They graciously provided additional rental assistance for us, and I have since utilized that funding as well. And actually, we've exceeded that funding, and Catholic Social Services has utilized several donation funds to continue to help the community through the end of the fiscal year of June 2023.
Ms. Chassie says the organization will continue to seek financial support from city and state resources to serve as many residents as possible while lending input into solutions on how to make housing more affordable.
There's several factors that go into housing stabilization, and I don't think focusing on one area is going to make a significant impact. I think there's several different areas, including maybe some type of fair market rent, which we already have in place, right? And affordability, and property sizes. I think we need to involve more of the community as far as homeowners themselves and say, listen, This is how we stabilize not only homelessness and homelessness prevention, but we also stabilize rental income for you by implying affordable housing.